What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Shameless Watch Collector. As 2025 comes to a close, it's time to take a look at the best the year had to offer for watches. And we'll start with AliExpress, because we've talked a lot about AliExpress watches this year. And that's for good reason. 2025 was a huge year for the marketplace. Brands leveled up materials, finishing, dimensions, and dial work, while still delivering some of the best value in the entire watch industry. For few companies, this year felt like their best run in their entire history. Narrowing this list down to 10 was not easy, but I truly believe this one captures the best AliExpress releases from 2025. So there are 3 rules to qualify before we get started. Rule 1 is it had to cost under $350 on AliExpress. Big sale pricing does count though. Rule 2, it has to be a 2025 release. Refreshes were avoided as much as possible. The goal here was all new models. And Rule 3, every brand only gets 1 spot. So 10 picks here and 10 brands. And for a shameless watch collector first, this list is actually ranked. We're going to start off at 10th place, and we're going to go all the way to first, ending with the SWC 2025 AliExpress Watch of the Year, which is the most important and highly coveted honor in the watch universe, for those who didn't already know. Every watch I mention here will be affiliate linked below in the description, so get your suit and tie on, and let's get into this award show. Starting things off in 10th place, we have the Keaso Dive Watch. Kicking out this list is a new brand for 2025, Keaso. This company represents something that AliExpress does better than anywhere else. New brands showing up out of nowhere, landing with serious spec sheets, and instantly forcing the bigger names to pay attention. This new offering from Keaso sits at only $75, and the value is undeniable the second you look at the spec sheet. You get 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal up top, and a ceramic bezel insert. So we're already at a great start at this price, but we also have 200 meters of water resistance and a screw down crown. The dimensions are great too. It's a 42.5 case diameter, and the lug to lug stays compact at 46. It doesn't sprawl across the wrist the way a lot of large dive watches do. The thickness is also only 13 millimeters, and lug width is 22. The weight is listed at 180 grams, so it's going to feel substantial, like a proper tool watch would. For lume, they are using C3 Super Shining, and the dial comes in as standard black or blue. So it's simple, classy, and easy to wear. The movement is another interesting detail that I think people are going to raise an eyebrow at in a good way, and that's the Miyota 2105, which is not a standard default pick quartz movement you see in this price bracket, and it's part of what makes this watch feel like it's trying to stand out with something new and more interesting than the usual formula. If Keaso continues to build beautiful high-value watches like this, ones that tie back to amazing companies that we all love like Seiko, they could be a force to be reckoned with in 2026. In 9th place, we have the Proxima PX-143. This pick represents why Proxima is becoming one of the most respected brands on AliExpress. They keep choosing movements that elevate their watches, they keep improving on their dimensions, and they're making their entire collection far more wearable and versatile. This one comes in at 39mm in diameter, 46.5 lug to lug, and only 10.75 thick, which is basically perfect for everyday wear. The case material is 316L stainless steel, the water resistance is 100 meters, and the crown is screw down. Inside this one, you have the Miyota 9015 automatic, which is a very welcome upgrade over the NH movements you used to find in nearly every Proxima watch. That movement choice also helps keep this watch so thin, and makes the whole piece feel a lot more refined. Onto the dial. This oil pressure style became a very popular theme in 2025, and it's easy to see why. The effect is all about layered texture and controlled reflections. It looks like death trapped underneath the crystal. It's the kind of dial where the watch changes personality when you rotate your wrist under light because the pattern catches highlights in waves, and Proxima pairs that dial with details that feel intentional, like the 3-sided cut handset and the BGW9 lume on the hands and indices. Those hands especially are a big part of why it looks so sharp in motion. They catch light like tiny facets. The only thing holding this back from climbing higher in the list is the bezel color decision on the blue version. The orange accent on the insert is just a strange choice that I don't quite understand or like, if I'm being honest. Just look at the red version and you see how much better it looks when they go more cohesive with the bezel and match the watch's overall tone. Beyond that though, this is a near perfect watch. And the price is exceptional at only $219 on their website and typically a little bit cheaper on AliExpress. That makes all the sense in the world for what you're getting. Moving on to the 8th place SWC AliExpress watch, we got the Thorn T011. Thorn is one of those AliExpress brands that's quietly leveled up over the past year or two, and the T011 is a great snapshot of why people are paying so much attention to them now. Plus, they still have the best name. On paper, this watch is a simple idea, a titanium retro diver with really strong specs, but the way Thorn executed it makes it feel far more considered and unique. This watch pulls partial inspiration from Porsche design with its clean, functional, modernist tool object mindset. Then it blends it all into a vintage-leaning watch format. You can see that influence in the dial layout and overall restraint. It's simple, legible, with minimal clutter, and a design that reads fast. They also call out a railroad-inspired dial design here, which helps explain why it feels so structured and deliberate instead of random. And then the material choice is doing a lot of heavy lifting. This is grade 2 titanium, which is a big part of why it wears the way it does. Titanium delivers a feeling of lightness and quality that's extremely hard to match with any other materials. This is a 41mm case that's 12.9 thick and 50.5 lug to lug. You have the grade 2 titanium on the case and case back, along with sapphire crystal and 120 clip unidirectional titanium bezel and 200 meters of water resistance. It's powered by the PT5000 automatic movement, and you get a screw down crown to match the dive rating. Weight is listed at only 77 grams including the strap, which is why titanium is so awesome. For lume, Thorn went with vintage C3 style Super Luminova in green, and they ship it on an FKM rubber strap. Plus they include a bonus nylon strap in the box, which as you guys know, I always love and gets you extra points. The price on this new Thorn watch is great too, at only $168 on their website right now, and as always a tiny bit cheaper on AliExpress. That is an amazing price for titanium, sapphire, 200 meters of water resistance, and the PT5000 movement, plus this really unique and cool design from Thorn. I really love where they put the logo on the top left of that dial. In 7th place, we have the Sea-Gull 6203. This is the only combined slot because it's the same platform, just executed with two totally different personalities. The base 6203 spec package is really strong. 316L stainless steel case, 41mm in diameter, 47 lug to lug, and about 13.5 thick. You get sapphire crystal, a steel bracelet, and the proper 200 meters of water resistance. But the reason this one made the list isn't the spec sheet alone. It's the dial work and creativity that was poured into this watch. And Sea-Gull isn't new to the world of watches. They're a foundational Chinese watch manufacturer with a legitimate history, and they take pride in their heritage, which is all over these watches. We'll start with the Ocean series. The wave/sand dune dial here is the best execution on AliExpress in my opinion. We've seen this kind of sand dune style become very typical amongst several different brands, but the depth that Sea-Gull is able to achieve really stands alone. And the fact that they put this on a true dive platform makes it even better to me. Then we have the Rolling Panda, so same case and specs, just a totally different personality. This one leans into charm, and it does it with enough restraint that it doesn't feel childish or cheap. The panda theme is baked all over the design with small playful touches, and the black and white contrast makes the whole watch pop. And it also ties naturally to the theme of balance and duality and the clean visual yin-yang concept. One more detail that matters is the logo choice. I love that on this one you can pick between the standard Sea-Gull logo or the one with the Chinese characters. It's a thoughtful option that collectors appreciate because it makes the watch feel even more personal. This one is currently available for just under $200, making it a great value piece. And I think it would have climbed even higher on this list if there was more color variety with the sand dune/wave dial style. I think there was some awesome bezel and dial color combinations they could have done that I would have loved to have seen, and I hope we get to see in 2026. And for 6th place, we have the Milifortic R088. This is the complication pick on the list. It makes this list because it brings something uncommon to the table without making the watch hard to wear, hard to read, or hard to look at. This is a 316L stainless steel case that's 38mm in diameter, 41 including the crown, and 46 lug to lug. The case is only 9mm thick. You have sapphire crystal with AR coating, 100 meters of water resistance, and a screw-in crown. No lume on this one, staying consistent with its vintage feel, and it comes on a leather strap. The weight is listed around 65 grams, which is very, very light. The movement is the Sea-Gull ST17T automatic with the jumping hour function, and that's the whole point of this watch. A jump hour reads time differently. The minutes are shown around the dial like normal, but the hour is shown through a window, and when it changes, it just instantly snaps to the next number. It's a small mechanical movement that makes the watch feel alive, and a complication that collectors recognize immediately. And what makes this one even more special is that Milifortic kept the dial disciplined. You have this super clean layout, minimalist typography, and the teal blue variant brings a ton of visual payoff without relying on texture or gimmicks. This isn't a watch that made the list because of its specs necessarily. It's because it's an interesting piece out of China with incredibly beautiful minimalist dial execution. This one is currently available for below $100, which also adds to why it's one of the best watches of the year, coming in at around $85. Alright, we are now in the top 5. And in 5th place, we have the Addiesdive AD2535 Summer Edition. So 5th place is going to one of the most fun watches of the year. This one is 316L stainless steel, 36mm in diameter, the lug-to-lug is 42, and thickness is only 10.6, and you also get sapphire crystal up top. Like I said in my in-depth review of this watch, this is the best wearing 36mm in my collection, and I'm usually somebody who prefers a bigger watch. But this one just hugs the wrist perfectly, and honestly looks bigger on wrist than your typical 36, while still being small enough for people who do prefer a 36. The movement inside this watch is the Japanese VH31 quartz, and the water resistance is 100 meters with the screw-in crown and BGW9 and the hands and markers, which float above the dial. The whole watch is on a 316L stainless steel bracelet, and the weight is only 107 grams including the bracelet. The watch made the list because it delivers personality, originality, and specs all at the same time at an incredible price. The colors look unbelievably vivid in person, and the bracelet is probably the best Addiesdive has ever done in this price bracket. The summer color combinations are a ton of fun. All 4, lemon, watermelon, icy blue, and kiwi, are absolutely gorgeous and have so much character. This is probably the best value watch of the year, priced at only $55, which is a big part of why it plays so high on this list. This is one of Addiesdive's best releases of all time, and I really hope to see more of this personality and creativity paired with such great specs in 2026. In 4th place, the Baltany S4105 Smoke Dial. So at this point, all these watches are nearly perfect or pretty much perfect, and I have nothing bad to say about them. Baltany has always had a reputation for doing clean vintage better than most, and in 2025, this Smoke Dial release felt like a real swing in a new direction for them, and they knocked it out of the park. The headline of this watch is obviously the dial, the dimensional smoked effect, and the amazing 3D relief texture. This isn't a flat dial with a color fade sprayed on top. The whole look depends on physical shaping first, and then finishing layered over it. This process matters. It's the difference between just the cool color and actual depth. The S4105 sought out to create a dial that changes as you move, with ridged structure that catches light differently across the surface, and the smoked gradient helps exaggerate that. It's the kind of dial that makes you look at it twice, or maybe 1,000 times. The case of this one is 38.5 in diameter, and the lug-to-lug is 47mm. The thickness is 12.5, and the case material is 316L stainless steel. It runs the NH38 automatic movement, and the water resistance is 200 meters. Plus, you get the screw-down crown. You have a wide variety of dial color choices on this watch, all of which are stunning, as well as your choice between a solid or two-tone bracelet, which I think is an awesome option to have, and it really changes the overall look of the watch. This one lands at around $270, which is fair for the attention to detail and legit materials you're getting. Baltany already had the case making and overall finishing competence. What changed in 2025 is that they started putting more of their creative budget into the dial itself, with texture, depth, and a surface that feels so intentional. I think this watch is the best example of that in Baltany's history. We have reached the podium, and in 3rd place, we have the Watchdives WD0003C. This is one of the most ambitious dial projects on AliExpress in 2025, especially at the price. The Elementum dials are made from natural, pattern-rich materials, such as aventurine variants, mother of pearl, and ice crack mineral-inspired textures. The big point is the selection rate. Watchdives claims that only about 30% of the dials meet their standards, so most dials never make it into finished watches, and when you do have one in hand, you know that the quality was held to an incredibly high standard. And then there's the finishing process. That includes deep relief engraving, high pressure sandblasting, hand brushing, gradient lacquer work, and up to 20 layers of clear lacquer to lock in the depth and clarity. It gives the whole watch dial just unbelievable depth and makes them some of the most vibrant and eye-catching pieces ever released on AliExpress. It also helps the dial look different under different lighting, since it's not just a texture, it's a texture under a finished stack. The case material on this watch is all 316L stainless steel, and the diameter is 38mm with a 45.5 lug-to-lug, and the thickness is only 11mm. And a quartz watch came in 3rd place here, because this one has the VH31 Sweep Seconds quartz. A great choice, and I think a big part of what helped keep this watch so affordable. The water resistance is 100 meters. The crystal is sapphire with 3 layers of AR coating, which is a huge bonus given all the work that went in the dial. It's great to know there'll be no glare over it. The lume is Swiss Super Luminova BGW9, and the bracelet is a quick-release steel bracelet with a milled clasp and a 5-hole micro adjustment. Just unbelievable quality here. And then you can wrap this all up with one of the best price tags of the year, below $150 for this watch. This one is up there with the Addiesdive AD2535 at delivering the best value you saw all of 2025. After you combine that incredible dial process, the unbelievable execution, and the amazing specs that this watch delivers, you have a step on the podium. And our runner-up, the second place finisher, is the Cronos L6028M V3. I cannot stress enough how close this one missed out on first place. And if you guys have seen a Shameless Watch Collector AliExpress video before, you've likely heard me talk about this watch. This one is all 316L stainless steel with a 39mm diameter and a lug-to-lug of 44. The thickness is only 10mm, and that includes the glass. And lug width is also a small 13.5. The movement inside this one is the PT5000 automatic, a great choice. Water resistance is 100 meters, and the crown is screw down, as well as the case back. The case back also has a see-through sapphire display back, showing you that beautiful PT5000 movement doing its thing. The crystal on this watch is sapphire with AR coating and anti-fingerprint treatment, something you do not see very often on AliExpress, but one that is very welcome with that beautiful dial. And the lume is a BGW9 blue to help complement all the color choices you have available to you. So now the dial, and this is the core reason it ranks so high on the list. You have two options here, the perlage or the rhombus, and both are rooted in finishing traditions. The perlage is a pattern of overlapping circular graining, typically created with the controlled rotating abrasive tip in repeated passes, producing a field of circles that catches light in a very layered way. It's normally hidden inside movements, so seeing an execution like this on the dial feels like Cronos bringing movement finishing language to the front of a watch. The rhombus pattern is more architectural. It's a repeating geometric texture with the same level of depth. The way the dial reflects on this one is actually more controlled. It doesn't sparkle randomly, and it flashes in structured planes. These are precise, repeatable textures with clean alignment and consistency. Exactly the difference between dial texture that feels premium and one that feels printed. The 316L stainless steel bracelet is also a big part of why this watch wears so perfectly. It tapers nicely, all the way down from 20 to only 16mm, and the links have a solid, dense feel that you want at this tier, and the finishing matches the case beautifully, with the clean brushing and polished accents, making the whole piece look very cohesive. So in this watch you're getting Cronos quality, their best dial execution ever, and perfect dimensions, all for around $200, which does not even seem real. This is truly a perfect watch from Cronos, and one that just barely missed out on taking the top step. Alright, drum roll please. The 2025 Shameless Watch Collector AliExpress Watch of the Year is the San Martin SN0150. This is also the dial of the year, and a release that felt like a reference point for what AliExpress watches can be when they go all in. Everything on this watch is 316L stainless steel with a 39mm diameter and the lug-to-lug at 46.5, and a thickness of only 10.2, including the crystal. A big part of this watch being so thin is due to the movement. The Miyota N015 automatic, a great choice for a premium watch. You also have 100 meters of water resistance and a screw-down crown with the San Martin hexagon logo. The crystal is sapphire with AR coating, and the dial is mother of pearl with a texture that I give up on trying to pronounce. I have tried it 2 different times and I've been corrected 4 different ways, so I'm just going to use YouTube Julian here, who is from France and seems to pronounce it beautifully. So every time I say it, I'm just going to go to him real quick. So this mother of pearl with guilloche texture, available in black mother of pearl and white mother of pearl with applied indices and a date at 3. The lume is BGW X1 blue on the hands and markers, and the bracelet is 316L solid H-link and uses San Martin's new and brilliant on-the-fly adjustable clasp. And this really is on the fly and takes about 2 seconds to figure out. The weight is listed at only about 144 grams. The real reason this won Watch of the Year though, besides the incredible manufacturing and specs that you can expect from San Martin, is that the dial manufacturing concept is really ambitious. Mother of pearl is already difficult because it's naturally irregular and intensely reflective. It needs to be cut cleanly, set properly, and paired with design elements that don't get swallowed by the shimmer. And then San Martin adds
Guilloche.
texture on top of that. San Martin describes this as CNC
Guilloche.
dial, meaning that precise geometric texture is machined into the dial surface rather than being printed. The result is a dial that has two separate layers of visual motion: the mother of pearl's natural iridescence underneath, and the
Guilloche.
geometry, catching light and structured lines across the surface. That interaction is what makes this watch special and feel one of a kind. As the wrist turns, the dial doesn't only shine, it changes entirely. The pattern appears and then it will disappear in waves, and the mother of pearl shifts the color underneath it. It reads like death even though it's all happening on one dial plane. And then the rest of the watch supports that dial instead of distracting from it. The proportions are tight, and the 90-15 keeps the watch refined, and the finishing is what people expect from San Martin, and then some. Price-wise, you can find this for over $350 on the San Martin site, but commonly under it on AliExpress. I've seen it as low as $275, which is a no-brainer for the best watch of 2025. It just feels impossible to beat San Martin when they're doing some of their best materials and quality of the year, and then they decide to throw an unbelievable dial on top of it with incredible attention to detail and a finishing practice that feels 20 times its price. So that's going to do it for the 2025 SWC Watch of the Year. I hope you guys had a great time at the award show. I know I did. Like I said, 2025 was a great year for watches on AliExpress. It was a year where multiple brands proved they can deliver real finishing, real materials, and real design ambition that actually pushes the envelope without losing the value equation that makes AliExpress interesting in the first place. All these incredible watches that you saw in this video are affiliate linked in the description below. And if there's a watch that you think should have made this list, let me know in the comments, because I can think of at least 10 that could have fought for a spot on this list. So I'd love to hear yours. I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for the world of watches and for this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, as we'll be giving away another watch at 2,500 subscribers. Shameless Watch Collector, signing out. And always remember, it's not that serious. And Happy New Year, everybody.